Et alors, aujourd'hui c'est Vlog Day 2020. Good morning and welcome to day 20, the final day of my 20 in 20 here in Paris in the 20th Arrondissement. I'm on the lookout for Space Invaders already. I have had a wonderful, basically 3 weeks wandering around the city, exploring every arrondissement a little bit, sharing with you the highlights that I have in my guide, but also wandering a little bit, discovering a little bit, and today is hopefully the day that I finally get in first place on the invader hunt between my group of friends. Also, unfortunately, I'm currently standing basically between the 19th and the 20th arrondissements, right next to the border. Up in that corner is where the border actually is, and down this street is where I'm gonna get my coffee today. Normally, if you were walking down Rue de Belleville, you'd actually be able to see the Eiffel Tower, but it's a really cloudy day today. Looks a little bit hazy, and no Eiffel Tower view this morning. Sorry about that, but you know what we will have? Coffee. Belleville recently took over a location that's really helpful for it. Excuse me. Oh, their coffee is delicious. Needed that. I also had a little French cookie. It was very tasty. But now, the plan is to wander. For today, oh, you can see also Ben, the art up there. There's an artist named Ben who basically just writes in that exact same handwriting all the time, nice little phrases. I got a postcard from a friend by him back when I lived in Nice a long time ago. It was part of my going away present. Sliad. I don't know if you can see it behind me. This is the problem of not having a screen to double check what's going on in the camera. But I'm gonna show you a park that isn't necessarily the nicest park in the city. It's definitely not the nicest park in the city, but it has a really nice view of the city, Belleville. So we'll go check that out. And then from there, we're gonna walk on down to Pere Lachaise, and along the way, I'm hoping that I can find my Space Invaders, get that count up, and then we'll continue on from there. It's way too hazy today to see. I mean, you can kind of see a shadow of the Eiffel Tower out there, but you can see the Eiffel Tower, you can see les Invalides, Pompidou, Tour Montparnasse, the Pantheon. You can see a lot of stuff from here. And scaffolding on a tower, I'm not sure if that's Trinity. Is that Trinity? I'm not sure what the scaffolding is. You can even see the cranes working on Notre Dame from here, so it's a really, really nice view, especially if you have a long lens for your camera. Hard to see today, but I do have a video where you can see a lot better. I'll make sure to link to that about views around the city. This is a great view around the city. And the park is just full of all sorts of random street art, some of which is evolving, some of which has stayed the same for like the last couple years. There are a lot of ladies doing like different exercises. There's a whole dance troupe and then something much more tranquil going on down on this side. It's a pretty cool park, and if you walk down inside, if you have kids, there's actually a really cool kids area that's like almost dangerous because it's so steep. It's really, if I was a kid, I would want to play on the playground here. It's probably the coolest playground that I've seen in Paris so far, in my limited experience with playgrounds in Paris. Now, there are some really cool bars just over here to the side. Had a couple of different parties here, including a birthday party for Natasha's boyfriend just over here. I'll show you the bar. If you want to come sit, have a drink, you can always come out and then enjoy the view and go back to having a drink with your friends. But it's a really nice area, really artsy. But yeah, it's nice being up on the hill. Go on. Also, just a reminder, if somebody starts yelling at you because you're filming, don't take it personally. Just gotta calm down and then talk to them. Just talked with, I don't know if he's the owner of the bar or what, but he was upset that I was filming myself, and he was like, don't film me. I was like, I'm filming myself, not filming you. And then I explained it to him, calmed him down, and then he apologized and let me film his bar really quick. It's rare that people yell at me for filming, but I've learned when it happens, like, just take it in stride. It goes much better. Learned a lot from vlogging every day. And for those of you who don't realize this, who just stumbled into this 20 and 20 thing, I vlog every day. Most days aren't like this. Like this has been, let's just walk through the park over here. This has been a very intense, very deep dive into the arrondissements of Paris, but it's like making a travel video every day. And I kind of thought that in some ways it'd be easier because there'd be structure, and it was. Really enjoyed doing it, but it's also been wildly exhausting. And I'll talk more about that tomorrow. It's probably a vlog kind of reflecting on the experience. But for those of you that have found me through this, I do not keep up this frenetic of a pace pace all the time. My pace is pretty frenetic as it is, but not at this level. So definitely expect things to shift back down a gear or two for a while, because I got to recuperate. Anyways, this park is a really nice little community park. It's not a very touristy park. It's not the cleanest or the schmanciest in a lot of ways, but it does have a fantastic view, and it is really fun to kind of wander around because it's on this really steep slope. The way that it bends and curves around, I really like Park Belleville. But now that we've seen a park full of the living, it's time to wander over and see a park full of the dead. Ugh. On the way, hopefully get a Space Invader or 4. I just need 4. If I get 3, I tie for first in the total number of Space Invaders found. If I get 4, I'm in the lead. I'm already in the lead for points, like way in the lead for points, but I don't care about points. Points are totally arbitrary. What I care about is the total number. Now, normally what I would do, and I'd recommend you do if you ever come to Belleville, is go uphill. There are so many cool little side streets in this neighborhood, little street side bars, terraces. It's a really fantastic area, and if you go up the hill and you just kind of keep wandering around, you stumble into a lot of really neat areas. The reason I'm not doing that today is twofold. One, the opposite direction of the rest of the neighborhood, and 2, it's uphill and my legs are shot from the last 3 weeks of walking and wheeling nonstop, so which we'll talk more about tomorrow. But in the interim, that's just a hot tip for enjoying the 20th as much as you can, is go uphill. Oh, we could have gone to Jordan. There's a lot of areas in this neighborhood we could hit. It's a really big neighborhood, so I figured I'd hit some of the biggest, and as usual give you a sample, a taster of what the neighborhood is like, and then we'll come back and explore it in more detail in the future, I am sure. Also, while we're housekeeping, I'm gonna do a Q&A to celebrate getting to 30,000 subscribers. Thank you for subscribing if you already have subscribed. If you want to partake in the Q&A, I'll be doing it on my vlog. Obviously, I'll make a video out of it, but I'll be taking questions directly through an Instagram story that I will be launching now, as soon as this video goes live. So if you're watching this within the first 12 to 24 hours of this vlog going live, go check out my Instagram stories. If you haven't followed me there yet, please do, and then ask me some questions. Happy to toss some answers your way. I know I said I wasn't going to go uphill, but I couldn't resist. I haven't been up here to this section before, and I already found one Space Invader, which I didn't film. Sorry about that. It's an interesting one. I'll film this one though. I'm walking over to what I believe, what is this? I don't recognize this character. Anyways, if this is a Space Invader, we're halfway there. And I'm going to keep going uphill a little bit, and then we'll walk back downhill one more time to go see Pere Lachaise, and then, you know, eventually I'll sleep someday. Oh, we're so going to dominate this today. Update. Tribe A team must be out looking for invaders right now because they just got another one. So instead of needing 1 more to tie, I now need 2 more to tie and 3 to get ahead. There's one I saw, Space Invader down there I was gonna save. I'm walking back up the hill a different road now just to see if I can find one up here, and then I'm gonna go down, grab the one that I just saw. Then I gotta find at least 2 more after that. The competition is on. Worth it. Recognize that colorful wall behind me? It's because I just did an entire lap around the hill, basically. Okay, there's that one. That makes up for the one they got. Let's go get this other one and then make our way back down towards Pere Lachaise. Also, just a reminder, don't drive in Paris. Drive outside in France, but not in Paris. Bad idea. All tied up. It stopped filming when I actually flashed the invader. Sorry about that. Anyways, I gotta find at least 1 more. I gotta find a bunch more though today, honestly. We gotta secure this lead if they're gonna start competing all of a sudden. I've caught up to them by flashing about 60 invaders in the last week. So I'm working on this. I want my domination to be complete. All right, we're about to head to the largest cemetery in all of Paris, Pere Lachaise, where Jim Morrison is buried, Oscar Wilde, and about like 1 million other people, literally. So, you know, pick your person. Yes, I'm in the lead. What a great one to get ahead on too. I like that giant Bugs Vader. He's a great Bugs Vader. Okay, we can stop focusing so heavily on the invaders now. At least I can. I'm gonna keep finding them, hopefully. I wanna build my lead, but I will take you to Pere Lachaise now before you like leave angry comments and unsubscribe. Oh, speaking of which, please do subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Make sure to like the video if you're enjoying it and leave a comment if you have the time. But you know, liking and subscribing do make a difference. And in the meantime, it's the Mary of the 20th. Look at that. We stumbled into the heart of the neighborhood. All right, this has been I've had to get as many as possible. I think I've gotten like 5 or 6 more, very securely in the lead, although I see Tribe A Team is trying to catch up right now. Anyway, I've walked a long ways away from the cemetery, so now I'm gonna walk back to the cemetery and we'll end in Pere Lachaise. I think that's a great place to end. If you couldn't tell, this neighborhood does have some sketchier areas in it for sure. It's very earthy, very local. There are lots of good street art, and then lots of graffiti as well. Most of the areas I've gone into, I think, would be fine to wander through. A couple have been a little sketchy, but that is the north of the city is kind of famous for that, between the 19th, 18th, and 20th. It's one of the reasons why I say these are great areas to come once you know the city. Great areas to visit during the day, but not necessarily the best to grab an Airbnb if you wind up out in the outskirts of one of these neighborhoods. Not the best until you're familiar with the city. That said, time to go see some dead people. Needed that. I've made a few videos about Pere Lachaise in the past. It's really nice. Not only is it huge, largest in Paris, but it is also just fantastic for reflecting, wandering, getting a little bit lost for a minute. Seeing some famous tombstones, obviously, if you want to come see, like I said, Jim Morrison or any other number of people that are interred here. But I really want to come back and make like a more extensive video about this place as a whole because, I don't know. It'd be really easy for me to get lost in here and just take a ton of photos and videos forever because cemeteries are already pretty fascinating in and of themselves. Very textured, lots of depth, but there's just a nice element to taking some time to reflect about our own mortality and think about like all these people that have come before us that are gone now. What does that mean for us? What does that mean for the future? Always puts me in a little bit of a pensive mood, and I highly recommend coming and spending some quiet time reflecting in a place like Pere Lachaise. It's pretty fantastic. Highly recommend it. More or less, that has been a wander through the 20th. It is a very large arrondissement. There's a lot more we could see. We could go all the way over towards Nation. There's a climbing gym over there that I really like. You can go a little bit farther north, you can go farther south. The 20th is pretty expansive. It's got some very wonderful sections. Definitely a lovely neighborhood that I would highly recommend that you pay a visit to. And with that, the storms might actually finally be rolling in. We've been able to dodge the rain all morning, which is fantastic. I think I'm gonna bounce on out of here before the rain starts falling. I hope you've had a wonderful time following me on the 20 and 20. Again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to like it, share the series. There's a playlist on my channel. You can share it with anybody you want, or you can rewatch it yourself. And make sure to tune in for the Q&A in 2 days. Tomorrow, I'm gonna do a reflective video about this whole experience. But then if you go over to Instagram right now, you should be able to open my stories, find the Q&A section, ask me whatever questions you want. And Pushan theoretically is going to be helping me with that, so we'll see how it all comes together in just a couple days. I hope you've had a great time. I've really enjoyed doing the 20 and 20. I've really enjoyed, feel like ending in a cemetery is perfectly poetic for the experience. I hope you've had a good time seeing a little bit more of Paris than I generally see in 3 weeks. It's been quite the blitz. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for a return to a little bit more of a sane pace. I'm going to try and sleep a little bit, and yeah, I hope you're set for a wonderful weekend wherever it is you are. I'll see you tomorrow.